Hello, good evening.
Good evening, madam.
Hi, okay. So there should be some more students. Okay. Uh, yeah, I will show you the syllabus, then we'll decide where we are. Okay, so here I just want to know whether we completed topic number 9. Okay, just tell in your memory. Language and society. Okay, let me show you the slide. Yeah. Where's this? Oh, yes, this one. So this is the slide. Okay, let me show it to you here. Yeah, just check whether we did this. Let me check whether I have shared it with you all. No, I am sharing it in the in the Zoom message chat box. So I do not have any evidence. Okay. Okay, so language and society, these are the subtopics. Social norms, how social norms guide to conversational interaction. Examples of social norms in conversation. Accommodation and code switching. Convergence, divergence. Interplay between accommodation and code switching. Cultural biases. Did we do this? Yes. Just tell me. Yes, what do you say? Let me check. Racial bias? What do you mean by that? No idea from this comment actually. Racial bias. Sorry?
We have done up to racial bias.
Racial bias. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. So racial bias is not in this. Cultural bias. Correct. Okay. Now here onwards we'll start. Okay, very good. Okay. Examples of cultural bias in relation to specific identities. Okay, racial bias. You see. So when it comes to language, actually, there are certain stereotypical, we can use the adjective stereotypical, some conventional opinion, assumptions which are based on race. See here, you can see stereotyping. So there is a traditional idea like this. All Asians are good at maths. Okay, so then here race, it is not like Sinhalese, Muslim, Tamil. It can be just like minimum like that. And at the same time, we all Asians can be taken as one race. Okay, so it's a known factor that Asian people are clever at mathematics. Okay, and at the same time, there are some negative prejudice, the negative attitudes towards individuals based on their race. Okay, so then sometimes discrimination, unfair treatment of individuals based on their race. Okay, that is also there. Just get the idea, racial bias, but based on the race, as there are biases. Gender biases are there, you see. Okay, here, gender biases. So you can easily understand what it is. That means there are some opinions, assumptions which are based on gender, whether you are a male or a female. Okay, for an example, here you can see one, but you can have many more. Women are emotional, men are strong. So that is a stereotypical assumptions which is among people, and that is there even in languages, because here remember, language and culture both are same. We cannot separate them. On that basis only we are talking these things, gender bias. And here you can see, if you want to know something more, always there is a type of discrimination towards female gender in language. I will give you one example. So just imagine filthy words in your language. So there are lots of filthy words. So I can't tell them openly in this online platform. But we all know filthy words. We have heard them. It is true that we don't use them, but still we know. And most of the filthy words, they are based on women actually. I will tell some English ones for an minor ones. Huh? So for an example, we know in English we say son of bitch or dog. Yes, son of bitch or else son of dog.
Son of bitch, madam.
Son of bitch. Okay, so that is from that you can understand. Then you can imagine equivalent filthy word in your mother tongue. Of course, it should be targeting at a woman. And most of the filthy words, they discriminate women actually. Okay, so that is one thing. And we'll go to the next one. Ageism. Okay, just read. Okay, here we'll see. Okay, stereotyping, ageism. So then there are some opinions, assumptions about language based on age. Okay, here one example is there, and there is an opinion. Older people are slow learners. Okay, so that is a common one. And this idea is confirmed by the theory of critical period hypothesis. You might have heard of critical period hypothesis. So according to CPH, critical period hypothesis, it is said there is a suitable time for learning a language, and that is up to age 14 or 13 actually. So then after that age, it's very difficult to learn a language. So there is an example also, you might have heard of a story about Jenny. So there was a girl who was treated by her cruel father very badly. She was chained in a separate room in a way that she could not talk even to her mother and other siblings actually. She was kept in a small room, tying to a commode, I think, for 13 years. So accidentally, this girl was found by the police. So you can search for the incident in Google. So then her father was punished and he was arrested. Things happened, but for 13 years, she was all alone in a room, tied, chained, just like an animal. When the rehabilitation people, the police, and they found her, her behavior was just like an animal. She could not talk. Then they tried their level best to teach her, but it is said that she learned only one word. That is, I suppose, milk or something like that. Okay, so then that proves the idea there is time for learning a language that is called critical period. But in modern world, actually, there are criticism about it because there are some people who started learning a language in their old age. Old age means after this critical period, and they have learned it very well. Okay, anyhow, there are some stereotypical assumptions about language learning based on age. Okay. And the fourth one is religious bias. And based on the religion, there are certain assumptions about language learning and language, making generalizations about individuals based on their religion. Okay, we'll see. Okay, so then if I give you some examples for religious bias, and then so then based on certain religion, so there are certain cultural and language barriers. There are certain things that we should not write, and there are certain things that we should not talk, and that is how it is related to language. Okay, one more. Yeah, ability bias. See, okay, so there are certain assumptions actually based on ability. So then people are different actually, and their abilities are different. So there are disabled people, for an example. So then we have negative attitudes towards people with physical disabilities. And based on their physical disabilities, most probably we assume they are weak in expressions, language expressions. Okay, so for an example, children with autism, okay, they have actually barriers in language. They can't properly communicate. So that is also a kind of discrimination. So as human, we need to be patient actually. They may not be able to talk like us, write like us, but still they have a right to use a language. Okay, these are certain barriers. Okay, so it's important to note that these are just few examples. So what I gave you, they were just few examples. Under cultural biases, we discuss example of cultural biases: racial biases, gender bias, ageism, religious bias, ability bias. So these things are not correct actually. I mean, if if these biases are positive, actually it's not a big issue. But poor thing is these cultural biases are always negative actually. That is the serious one. Okay, so that is the end of that section. So we'll go to the new one. Okay, let me share it with you all. Yes, where is that? Honey. Application of, yeah, wait. Linguistic. Okay, this is the topic. Applications of linguistics. So we have been learning a lot about language and linguistic. So now we are going to use, or now we are going to study actually the application of linguistic. So up to now we were talking about theory like thing. So now we are going to talk about how to apply linguistic. Okay, see. Okay, so we'll see. After reading this, I hope you might got some idea about application of linguistic. So application of linguistic, the term refers to the practical use of linguistic knowledge. Okay, we use the linguistic knowledge practically in various fields and industries. So we learn linguistic inside the classroom as a theory, but we have to take the knowledge outside the classroom to solve real world problems. And also we use the linguistic knowledge that we obtain maybe inside the classroom for better communication. So basically application of linguistic is the practical aspect of using the linguistic knowledge that we got uh, in a formal setting. And we'll see formal setting is the classroom. And so see here, linguistic might work on Okay. So linguistic might be practically used in natural language processing, NLP, language education, legal linguistic. So that is there in the field of legal system, cultural studies, business communication. Okay, there are many more, but here I wrote few. You see. Okay, so applications of linguistic bridge the gap between applications of linguistic bridge the gap between theoretical knowledge and practical application. Okay, so because of application of linguistic, that is a subject area, it bridges the gap between theoretical knowledge and practical application. So having a theoretical knowledge about language is useless unless we apply it practically. So we are learning a language. For an example, we are learning second language, English. But learning a second language like English is useless if we do not apply it. So that's what has happened to most of the people. So even those who got very good grades for English language in their exams, they may be having today a very weak knowledge about English. The reason is they don't apply what they learn. So that is the thing. Hi, okay. Hi. See, Yes, we'll see. Natural language processing. So this is related to computer system. So from the description, you can understand it. So this natural language processing is coming under AI, artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is very common nowadays. So you also might have used it. So a field of artificial intelligence that focuses on developing computer systems capable of understanding and processing human language. So there are lots of apps today. So when so then there are apps to talk actually. So you need not to have a partner or a teacher actually. Okay, so because of this artificial intelligence, there are certain professions which are highly threatened. So one such profession is teaching actually. And the other one is this doctors. So there is a report which was published after a research actually. So there is no need of consulting a doctor. So in future, there will be apps when we upload our symptoms, they will recognize it. Only thing we have to go and get some medical reports, and when we upload the medical reports, we can get the opinion from different specialists that they will come in future. And nowadays there are certain speaking apps promoted. So if you get the app, you can improve your English knowledge. So our problem is being a poor country like Sri Lanka, we can't afford money for them actually. These apps are very expensive. Okay, so when we use these apps, so they communicate, even though it's a computer, they communicate in a natural language. We don't feel that we are talking to an app. Yeah, even in writing, chat GPT you might have used. When you ask a question, it will immediately supply us the answer. Okay, that is an example of natural language processing. And then key components of NLP, natural language processing, text mining. So when we give some unstructured data, such as documents, email, or social media, so we can get it as a proper text. Machine, yeah, see. Okay, so machine translation, you might have heard translating text from one language to another. Okay, so you people know these things. That is how I think being in modern day actually. So when you give something in English and ask the app to change it into Sinhala, that will automatically come. And then information retrieval. So then best example is Google actually finding relevant information from large data set of text. So when you require some data related to a specific field, automatically the particular website will give us the required information. Sentimental analysis, determining the sentiment expressed in text, such as positive, negative, or neutral. Okay, so then when you need something positive or something negative or something neutral, that can be taken. Okay, all these things are, wait, all these, some more. Okay, question answering, you can easily understand this thing. Answering questions posed in natural language. Text summarization. So when we supply a text, we can easily get the summary. Chatbots and virtual assistants. Okay, all these things are there. Okay, so I will quickly go through it. Search engines are there, customer service, language translation. Okay, so that is how we apply language. Medical research, social media analysis, legal research. Okay, so as a whole, natural language processing is rapidly evolving field with numerous applications across various industries. Okay, so then this natural language processing is some part which is very crucial in our day-to-day life. Okay, so in future it will be more. So NLP is an example of application of linguistic. Okay, there are under NLP there are lots of areas. Hi, okay, so then the next one. So we are talking about application of linguistic, designing effective materials and methods. See. Okay, so in the field of language education, we use linguistic. We apply linguistic practically actually. So here under language education, we have when we design effective materials to be taught, we practically apply what we learned under linguistic. Okay, if I explain it further, language education is a multifaceted field. Okay, so language education is a broad area. In this field, actually, we can see designing and implementing effective materials and methods. It plays a major role. Okay, to design effective teaching material, so we need to uh, get the knowledge. We need to use the knowledge that we have regarding language acquisition, cultural factors, and pedagogical principles. Pedagogical means teaching principles. Okay, language education is an example for application of linguistic. Yes, application of linguistic. That is an example for that. We'll see. So here we are focusing, as I told you, preparing teaching materials. Okay. So when we prepare teaching materials, there are certain consideration, certain conditions actually. See what they are. So when so then this is what you are following is a BEd program. So the target is to be a teacher one day. Sometimes already some of you may be teachers. So when you are preparing teaching material, you have to maintain authenticity. So what is authenticity? So that the teaching material which you prepare, they should be real world language use. So that means they should contain real world language use. So then you can make use of newspaper articles, songs, films, and conversation. So real world language use should be seen in your teaching material. And the next one is relevance. So the material prepared by you should be relevant to learners' interest and experiences. So then only the learners will be engaging in language meaningfully. If you have a doubt, you can ask. Okay. So progression. Progression means when you are preparing teaching material, you have to prepare it in a way that means you have to prepare it in a sequential order. That means starting with the small things, then going to complex things. Okay, so that order should be there. So you are not preparing only one teaching material, there will be many. So you have to start with simple things and then you can go step by step into intermediate and advanced ones. And the other thing is when you are preparing teaching material, you should try to integrate your teaching material with other skills. For an example, if you when you are preparing a teaching material for speaking or listening, we'll say reading. Okay, when you are preparing a teaching material for reading, it should not cover only reading skill. So there can be certain listening activities under that. Speaking, that means based on what they read in role play, and writing also. So as much as you can include or integrate skills into your teaching material, that is excellent. And the other thing is when you prepare teaching material, you should have a very good cultural awareness. And sometimes, in class, there may be students from different ethnic groups. So you have to be very careful and you should have a cultural awareness when you set teaching material. Otherwise, your teaching material may hurt some students. Right. See here. Okay, here effective language teaching methods. So when you apply linguistics, you should have a very good knowledge about effective language teaching methods. So there are certain language teaching methods. You may have heard of them. Yeah, let me see how many. Yeah. Okay, so our topic is application of linguistic. When you apply linguistic, so you need to have some idea about effective language teaching method. So here I have selected some methods. CLT, communicative language teaching. Okay, so you know these things, I suppose. Under communicative language teaching, more focus is given to the importance of meaningful communication in language learning. So, you know, in the past, under grammar translation methods, for an example, and army methods, there were different methods. So the students were learning a language in an artificial environment. So think about under speaking activities, the teachers are assigning students some artificial dialogues. For an example, teacher will say, okay, you can be the doctor, you can be the patient, and you are the teacher, you are the student. So students, they communicate in an artificial way. But under communicative language teaching, teachers are advised to give students real world situations. Okay, if you have a doubt, you can put a message. And second one is task-based language teaching. So all these are same actually. Here, students should complete meaningful tasks using the target language. So here the students are assigned tasks and they have to complete it. So when they complete, automatically they will use the language naturally and meaningfully. So because preparing this task is tough for the teachers. So because they have to prepare them with much care. So once these tasks are prepared, the students will learn the language meaningfully. And especially under task-based language teaching, there are no normal syllabus. So when we take a syllabus, we know what we need to do. But in task-based learning, there is a syllabus, but that's full of tasks, not lessons. Okay. And next. Hi. Okay. Content-based language teaching. So here, content-based language teaching that's a method actually. So they are a teaching of other subjects such as history, science, geography. So that is focus. And when we teach history, science, geography, or whatever the subject, the learners see the relevance of language learning and develop their language skills. So think about English language. So we learn English language, but English language is not only there under English language. So when we read, when we English medium system, we'll see when children learn history in English medium, when children learn science, geography in English medium, they are also English language skills are used. So that is the idea. And then technology enhanced language learning, that is a novel concept actually. So under this also there are different subjects like whole, computer assisted language learning, TOL, technology assisted language learning. There are many more areas. There are novel subjects under languages. So to teach these subjects, technology integration should be there. So there should be a computer or a computer lab, and then online resources, internet, email. So language is learned using technology, and that is another approach. And then earlier we talked about natural language processing. So there are also now language learning has gone to computers, internet, email. We got to know about it. Hi. Okay. Okay. Individualized instructions. Okay, so here language teachers, when they teach and when they give instructions, their instructions should cater individual learners. That is the idea. So in the class, there may be, we'll say 50 students. Okay, so then they are different. We have learned language learners are different. We know that. That's a known factor. Teacher cannot give 50 different instructions. That is impractical. But teacher should be able to supply instructions in a way that it caters individual learners. So all the 50 students should understand teacher's instruction. Okay, so by carefully designing teaching materials under these things, the teachers can create a very positive learning environment, learning experience in the class. then students will engage more and more in practical usage of language, application of linguistics. Hari, okay, if you have any doubts, just ask. I will give you a time to ask questions. Ask if you have questions. What does this silence says? Do you have questions or not? There are some more. I want to do a past paper question also with you. Uh, Let me check whether we have one more day for that. Hari, okay. Now, legal linguistic. We'll pay our attention to that. Legal linguistic. I shared this presentation in the chat box. You can get it downloaded. Okay. Here, did you get it downloaded? The presentation?
No, madam.
No, madam.
Huh?
No, madam.
Yes or no?
No,
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Ah.
Didn't get.
But I shared it. Check whether you can get it downloaded. I have already shared. At least one can check whether it is downloadable. I can't hear what you are telling actually. Let me check whether the volume is, how is the volume here? Let me check it. Yeah, wait. No, volume has reached the maximum level. You people are talking very softly. That is the reason, Hari. Okay. So here, legal linguistic means in the field of legal, uh, matters. Actually, there is language. Actually, there is a relationship between language and the legal system. That is the easiest way you can remember. Okay, for an example, we know contracts, status, court transcript, witness statements. They are all legal documents, but inside this legal document, language is there. We'll see there is an accident. The police officers come and they take statements from the witness. Okay, to write them, the language should be there. What is this message? We didn't get the PDF. You didn't get the PDF? Let me check. Okay. I'm sharing it once again. Application of linguistics. So now it is there. It's there. Now check. Harry, okay, legal linguistic. Send me a message whether you downloaded it or not, Harry. Key areas of focus in legal linguistics. Received. Okay, nice. Okay, quickly we'll go through this contract interpretations, statutory interpretation, interpreting the meaning of law and regulations, witness statements, you can understand them. Forensic linguistic, okay. Forensic linguistic, forensic, you may know the term that's related to criminal things, and legal discourse analysis. Study the language used in legal settings such as courtrooms and legislative bodies. There are lots of legal terms. Okay, some methods used in legal linguistics, corpus analysis, that is analysis method, analyzing large bodies of legal text to identify patterns and trends. Discourse analysis, that is there in language. Also pragmatics we discuss in detail, studying how language is used in context to convey meaning. Okay, stylistic analysis. Okay, understand. You need not to study these things. Study in the sense, learn these things by heart, just to know these things I am showing. Under this analysis, actually, we can. Somebody has to switch off the microphone. Yes, I can't. Okay, then. Legal language such as, so under this stylistic analysis, the legal language is analyzed in detail, vocabulary, grammar, and sentence structure, all are related to language. Application of legal linguistics. See. Application of legal linguistics, a dispute resolution to solve legal disputes by clarifying the meaning of ambiguous language, contracts, and status. Okay, sometimes in the field of legal system, actually in legal system, there are some confusing ideas, especially in certain statements. So just to analyze them and to properly understand them, language is very much needed. Some documents are misinterpreted by people. Just to verify what is correct, the language plays a major role. Experts witness testimony. Okay, providing expert testimony on linguistic issues in legal proceeding. Okay, so because of the difference of an article, the in a trial, the trial can turn upside down. So legal documents, in legal documents, language plays a major role. And legal education, law faculties, law colleges, law students are taught the importance of language and communication in legal profession. Legal reform improving the clarity and accessibility of legal text. Conclusion, yeah, we'll skip cultural studies. Cultural studies, that is also a broader area. And under cultural studies, it examines the relationship between culture, power, and identity. Okay, so in there also there is a connection with language. We'll see what it is. Okay, I will simply summarize these things. The culture, if you try to understand what culture is actually, it's a collection of shared belief. That means all the people in that culture, they are on those beliefs, values, customs, and practices. So think about Muslim culture. So belief, values, customs, and practices of you all people are same. In Tamil culture, the same thing. Even in Sinhala culture, all the Sinhalese, they have similar belief, values, customs, and practices. Okay. And then when we think about power within the culture, that is concerned with how power is distributed and exercised within society. Okay, so the power structure, hierarchical structure, how power is practiced, exercised within the society. That means all, both men and women, are they having equal powers, or women are having more powers, or men are having more powers, just like that. Rich people are having more powers, poor people are having less powers, or whatever it is, power system. Okay, see, identity. Okay, so culture determines individual's identity. This includes the role of culture in shaping gender. So then gender roles are created by culture. Race, ethnicity, class, and other aspect of identity. So whether you are a male or a female. Okay, so your race, your ethnicity, class, And all these things are determined by the culture. Okay, so then I will explain one thing out of here. So gender is decided by culture. So then culture determines these are the qualities that female gender should have. And these are the qualities that male should have. Okay, that is why when some people cross these limitations, okay, when a man is becoming more emotional and he is named as a female, I mean verbally to abuse. And when a girl is having masculine qualities and the culture does not accept it, okay, our identity is formed by culture. Then representation. Representation. So cultural studies analyze how culture is represented in various forms, such as media, art, and literature. Okay, under cultural studies, the students see how media represent relevant culture, how literature, art represent the relevant culture. Let me check whether there are many more slides. Yes, there are many more. Okay. Okay, cultural study. So we are talking about application of linguistics. So cultural study is an area where linguistics is applied. See here. Cultural studies explore the impact of globalization on culture. Okay. Okay, so how globalization affect culture? So what has happened today, actually, a pure culture cannot be seen. So hybrid cultures are there as a result of globalization. So not like in the past, So just imagine a style, the fashion of dress. So in the past, the one fashion started in a well-known country to reach the other countries. It took long time. So what is coming as a fashion in America today is available in Sri Lanka today itself. Okay, it affects a lot. Hi. Okay, I quickly tell these things. Areas of focus in cultural studies, media studies. So I told you cultural studies is a broad area. Under that, these sub areas are there. Media studies, gender studies, post-colonial studies, queer studies, that has become a novel area today. Examining the experiences and identities of LGBTQ people. Lesbian, gay, B stand for, I can't remember. Then Q is for bisex. B for bisex. T for transgender. Q for queer people. Okay, so there are studies areas for these people. Lesbian, gay, bisex, transgender, and queer people. Race and ethnicity studies. Okay, we'll skip that. Also, application of linguistic in business communication. Just see. Okay, application of linguistic in business communication. So in the field of business communication, we can see there are various ways that language is applied. Okay, we'll see what they are. Hi. Okay, so these are the key applications of linguistic in business communication. For an example, effective communication is very much needed in business communication. Okay, business communication should be very effective, in other words. So then clarity and consensus should be maintained there. So that means clarity. Everything should be very clear. Audience analysis. Audience analysis, understanding the target audience, language preferences, and knowledge level. So then, so in the field of business, we have to make some production promotion, we'll say. So when we do promotion, we have to understand the audience level of language. So sometimes if a promotion is done at village level, so there's no point of going and talking in very high standard language. So there we have to reach their level. And cultural sensitivity should be there in business communication. Okay, so then for an example, in the field of advertisement, for an example, when preparing advertisement, the cultural sensitivity should be there. So we are Asian countries, we cannot have advertisement just like in foreign countries. Okay, so branding, language plays a major role. Sometimes when we hear the term logo or a slogan, we remember the brand. We remember the brand. For an example, partner in progress. Your partner in progress. So it will come to the back into your mind. Okay, just like that. So the linguistic branding, when we brand certain products, the linguistic plays a major role. I'm sorry, I don't know Tamil things. For an example, Jatiye Mahapahan Tebal, Bank of Ceylon. Okay, so that is how we remember certain brands. If you can remember, you can share some of them. Yes. Okay, slogan and taglines, yes. Effective slogans and taglines that resonate with target audience. Okay, so these slogans are basically they are things in language actually. Can I check what are those famous slogans in Sri Lankan products? Let me check. And okay, for an example, there is a particular biscuit type. So ginger biscuit, actually, they say mood fix karanna maru. That means when we eat particular biscuit type, if you are upset, your mood will be changed or something similar to that. Slogans plays a major role. Particular slogan plays a major role. And product naming, choosing appropriate names for products or services that convey the desired message. Okay, just this is an interesting area. You can just think about it, how language is playing a major role in branding products. And then marketing and advertising. Persuasive language, advertising, consumer behavior, customer service. I will quickly go because I want to show you a paper. Effective communication, complaint handling, customer satisfaction. In all these areas, language plays a major role. Okay, so customers are sometimes very arrogant, especially in the field of hotel and tourism. When people go and stay in a hotel, even for minor things, they will start barking at the management, complain. So the management should be trained enough to handle complaint. So handling complaint, when in handling complaint, language plays a major role. Negotiation. Is it okay if I do these things quickly, or should I slow down my speed? Because I have been given certain, I don't know whether we will be having another lecture, I'm not sure, according to the dates given to me. That is why I am skipping these things quickly so that I can at least show you a past paper. Okay. Human resources, job description, performance review, employee communication, all these things are done through languages. Writing clear and concise job description. So when a person is appointed, his or her job description is given. Then when employees are evaluated, appraised, language is there. And internal communication like memos, emails, the language plays a major role. Harry, okay. Public relationships, they are very important in the field of business, crisis communication, and then media relations, public opinion, and all these things are with language actually. Harry, okay, now I am going to show you a paper. That section is over. In case if we are given one more time, we can discuss a paper in detail. So today I will just show you a paper. Yeah. Okay, let me open it and okay, so your paper will be something similar to this here. Your paper contains nearly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. You have to answer only 4 questions out of out of 5 questions. You have to answer 4 questions. Okay, so see, get some idea about question number 1. And your question is with sub questions. Define language, discussing its key characteristics. Explain the features that distinguish human language from animal communication system, such as compositionality, referentiality, duality, displacement, and arbitrariness. Discuss the challenges, approaches involved in studying the origin of language. Sometimes I don't know whether this paper is based on the previous syllabus. See whether these things are related. Explain the difference between phonetics and phonology, detailing their respective focus on how they contribute to the study of language sounds. I think that you can answer. Describe the three branches of phonetics, articulatory, acoustic, and auditory, and discuss what each branch investigates. Define phoneme and explain its significance in phonology. Provide examples to illustrate how phonemes distinguish words. Sri, the third question. Okay, define semantic and explain its importance with the field of linguistics. Okay, we have done these things. Discuss the challenges involved in studying meaning in language. Explain the concept homonymy, homophones, homograph, providing examples of each. Homonymy, homophones, homograph. Here. Okay, explain the difference between language acquisition and language learning, highlighting the characteristics of each process. Discuss the concept of universal grammar and its proposal role in language acquisition. Outline the stage of first language acquisition in children. Okay, let me show you the last one. So this is related to what we did very recently. Okay, here you can see define socio-linguistic and explain how language is related to social identity and social relationship. We discussed them. So they are very practical questions actually. You can supply your own answers, no problem. And then discuss how social norms influence conversational interaction, providing examples of specific norms such as turn taking, pauses, and interruptions. We have done them actually. Then analyze how language can reflect and perpetuate cultural biases, including examples of biases related to race, gender, age, religion, and ability. We discussed them today actually. Okay, I hope you got some idea about this from this paper. In case if we are given one more day, we can discuss these papers in detail. I will search for some more papers. Okay, anything that you wish to share with me? Yeah, so you people are very silent actually. So you are just telling what I am telling you. You are just listening. But if students are very active actually, the teaching will be more attractive. And I am teaching to different batches, but out of them, you people are the most silent actually. So then I do not get whether you are idea whether you are getting the things properly or not. So
Are
being
there
silent.
any MCQ question, madam? MCQ
No
question?
MCQ questions. No MCQ questions. Your paper will be like this.
Okay, madam.
Okay,
Online
so there
exam
will
now.
only at the exam.
Ah,
So
okay.
okay, I don't know whether there will be another session. In case if there is a session, we can talk in detail. We'll see whether normally we are conducting lectures for 12 days, but today by today it is up to 11, I suppose.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, we'll see. Hari, okay, if you do not have any questions, shall we wind up the session now?
What about the assignment, madam?
Assignment, didn't you receive it?
No, madam.
Then they did not ask me also to prepare.
No.
I'll see. When they ask me to prepare, I'll prepare one and share.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, madam.
Okay?
Thank you, madam.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Okay, then good night and have a nice time.
Good night.
Good night, ma'am.
Okay, good night.